What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan. You're listening to me right here and watching on the Weekly Pour podcast. Thank you.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher. You're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast with TBT and Ace.
I'm Logan, right?
Yes.
That's how All right, I'll go now. What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things, and you're listening to TBT and Ace on the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey, guys. This is John Karabi from, just about every band but ABBA, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Turn it up.
Hey, guys. It's Leather Leone, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay here, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Crank it up.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad. It's a blessing to teach you a lesson at the Weekly Pour with TBT and Ace.
The most amazing things that can happen to a human being will happen to you if you lower your expectations. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
Hi. I am TBT. That guy over there. That's Ace. This is the Weekly Pour podcast. This is episode number 68. And, I'm bothered right now.
Already?
Yes, already. I'm on the hunt. Are you echoing this time?
I don't know. Let me know if I'm echoing.
Somebody?
Anyone?
Anybody? Because, see, this is the problem. Is we can't hear it because we sound fine to each other.
Right. We don't know there's a problem.
Look,
no echo.
No echo. That's good. You know what the difference is?
What's that?
I don't know. I was asking you.
Oh, I thought you had the solution from last week's problem all along, and you're just now telling me.
No, nothing at all. I had nothing. So I know we just started. We're like a whopping 2 minutes and 30 seconds into this, but I have a complaint already.
All right.
I'm on the hunt. Ears. I'm on the hunt. Okay. I'm on the hunt for a specific item that I cannot find anymore. And I'm afraid that my friends at Kellogg's have disappointed me.
So a cereal company has disappointed you by not having something that you have been looking for. How long have you been looking?
Months.
Okay.
It just comes to light now because I'm beyond frustrated.
All right. Is this some sort of limited run item like the McRib?
I know, but the McRib comes back. It's not limited when it comes back like every year. That's like special edition.
But it only comes back once in a while. It comes back every year, but not always to your McDonald's.
Well, yeah, but does it come to your McDonald's?
Sometimes, but not every year.
Right. So sure. No, this comes back even less.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find peanut butter Pop-Tarts.
What?
Just peanut butter Pop-Tarts.
When is the last time you had a peanut butter Pop-Tart?
5, 6 years ago? Maybe longer. I don't know. I've lost track of how long it's been since I've had a peanut butter Pop-Tart.
I don't know that I've ever seen one or heard of them.
Where do you live?
Right now in my basement.
Okay, that's fair.
Why don't you just get some toast?
Don't you dare. Blasphemy.
With a little touch of frosting.
That's blasphemy. No. Do you have a visitor?
I do. Little Ace.
Hello, little Ace.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm fine. Now, she lives north of here, correct?
She lives southwest of here. This one.
Well, whatever. Southwest, it depends on the way you're holding your head. She could probably not... She could not find peanut butter Pop-Tarts. I almost said peanut butter podcast. Peanut butter Pop-Tarts are the shiznit, and I cannot find them anywhere. I've had them. It wasn't a dream.
Little Ace, have you ever heard of peanut butter Pop-Tarts? She is a fan of the Pop-Tarts.
I have not. I've heard of waffle Pop-Tarts and snickerdoodles, but not peanut butter.
Well, yeah, those are available now. I can go to the big box store that we handsomely call Wally World, and I could get snickerdoodle. I could get whatever it was she said. I could probably even find pumpkin spice, but that's a whole nother rant. Because right now, I just want peanut butter.
What has the internet told you?
Nothing. I had to tweet Kellogg's and the Pop-Tart people, and they've not responded, and that has made me even more furious. I just want peanut butter Pop-Tarts. Google it.
They make banana bread Pop-Tarts.
I don't care. That's not peanut butter.
That sounds amazing. I need to get some.
Can we go back to peanut butter? You know what? Here. If you want Pop-Tarts, try this.
Wait. What? What is that?
So, if you're not watching this and you're listening, you can't see the picture I just put up. This is seemingly ranch Pop-Tarts.
Seemingly ranch.
Yeah, it may not be, but it's seemingly.
Is that real?
I don't know, but if it comes with a chicken tender on the side, I'm all about it.
Is the frosting like a gravy?
Let's look again. No,
it's ranch flavored Pop-Tarts, so that frosting must be a gravy.
They're proudly baked in the USA, and they're ranch. Proudly.
Only in America.
Yeah.
Only in America.
Exactly.
That feels like a Southern thing.
My phone has seemingly blown up as we're looking at this. I got a text from Mrs. TBT, and I also got one from Mrs. Ace. That's not the same, Mrs. Ace. That says chocolate, peanut butter, and frosted. The ones I'm talking about, unfrosted. I don't think they were frosted, but it was just peanut butter. Gone nutty is what they say. Gone nutty.
I think you're looking for a white whale.
Or a unicorn.
Right, metaphorically. I think you dreamt this.
That is no. Google it.
I think we are.
Google it. Peanut butter Pop-Tarts.
Right now. She's looking at peanut butter Pop-Tarts and they don't exist.
I looked on their website.
She's even been on the website for Kellogg.
Go to Google's. Type in peanut butter Pop-Tarts and then hit images. They're there. I've got a picture. Look. I'm going to pull this up. This was sent to me. Who was this sent to me by? This is Mrs. TBT. Just sent this. So now I'm going to see if I can pull this up. Because see, this whole episode is going to be my daggone Pop-Tarts.
I hope not.
It's not. I promise. But look, I don't know what else she has on this, so I'm just going to put up her screenshot. So I apologize now. Boom. There. Wow. There you go.
That is the exact photo I was just shown by Little Ace.
Yeah. Yeah. Right there. Peanut butter Pop-Tarts.
So I'm being told that they're on the Walmart site. Can you order them? Have you looked into just ordering them?
They're out of stock.
Oh, they're out of stock because they're so popular?
No, they're out of stock because they don't carry them. It's kind of like a good bourbon. They'll say, oh, yeah, you can buy it, but it's never in stock.
Oh, well, let me give you an example.
Do it!
I like a certain type of coffee creamer in my coffee. All right? So,
okay.
French vanilla, International Delight, French vanilla creamer. I have been looking for a more traditional creamer because they used to have an Irish cream. That's a traditional creamer. Irish cream. It is on the Walmart website. It is everywhere all over the internet. But if you go to Walmart, you can find French vanilla, which I buy. You can find snickerdoodle. You can find nutmeg. You can find chips and salsa creamer. You can find 100 different kinds of creamer. Waffles and chicken. I guarantee it.
Okay.
You probably can find Kellogg's Pop-Tarts peanut butter creamer.
Or ranch.
Or ranch, but not Irish cream, which has been around since they made creamer.
Since the Irish began making creamer.
Yes, you can't find it.
No, you know what people use now?
What?
Bailey's.
I don't want Bailey's.
Rum chata.
I just want Irish cream from International Delight.
Make your own.
All right, well then I'll say the same for you.
Have you checked the Walmart app to see if you could order it?
I have not delved so deep to see if I can order it. I have found it, and I know I could probably order at least the little cups that I'm questioning are actual creamer because they stay out. I have to refrigerate mine, right?
Sure.
It's refrigerated when you buy it.
Okay.
So what composition are the little creamers in the cups?
Hey, they sell them in that.
How about Amazon?
I could probably get them on Amazon.
Were you going to say Wamazon?
Wamazon.
Wamazon it is. Somebody look that up. Find it on Amazon.
Right, it's on the Walmart site. It's got 4.5 stars, and I can't buy it right here in town.
Is it out of stock?
No.
It's a freaking myth.
Just like peanut butter Pop-Tarts. It's sitting on the shelf right next to the peanut butter Pop-Tarts. But by golly, you'll put Snickerdoodle and Ranch up there, and it's not going to be an issue.
I mean, you could probably get, as I said, chicken and dumplings or pot roast Pop-Tarts before you can get peanut butter Pop-Tarts, I would imagine.
Yeah, or Irish creamer.
I see your frustration now. I was making fun of you. I was mocking you.
You were.
But you've reminded me of my own frustration in trying to find International Delight Irish Cream coffee creamer.
This reminds me of when I moved south and I couldn't find Big Red, the soda, the pop, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But it's made in Texas.
It's made in Texas and sold in 3 states.
Yeah. Indiana, Southern Indiana, and Northern.
You know what my Canadian relatives do when I bring them Big Red?
I don't know, eh?
You know what they do? They're like, it tastes like cream soda. I'm like, no, it does not taste like cream soda.
I'm not going to name any names. I will not, okay, Mrs. TBT. Somebody that rhymes with Mrs. TBT tells me it tastes like bubblegum.
No.
No.
It has an undefinable flavor that is magnificent.
Unique.
It is unique.
Yeah. Bubblegum, cream soda. No, it's not.
You know, I mean, you can go down south and find, what's that cheer wine that our mutual friend who was on the show, Toby Wedgwood, loves. But to me, it tastes like Dr. Pepper, and he gets mad about that.
Natalie has made it to the chat, and she decides
She's
to
on
throw
vacation.
Whatever. She's about to be on permanent vacation because she said it tastes like bubblegum and juicy fruit mixed together. Fired.
Why is everyone assailing insults on our Big Red?
It's been 2 weeks in a row between Wes last week when his hashtags and now this week. Even Kathy. Hi, Kathy. I thought bubblegum cream soda when I first tasted it. Your taste buds are wrong. All right. 14 and a half minutes is enough. I'm done. Don't forget to get your Pop-Tarts. Ranch.
You have another rant, though. You have something else you're angry about.
Do I?
Oh, you do.
Are you talking PSL?
I'm talking about pumpkin spice anything. Pop-Tarts.
Pumpkin spice. Pumpkin freaking spice. I'm done. Let me see. Guess what? Guess who has another picture? Me. Guess who has to find it? Also me. Let me see if I still have it.
Over
I did.
The weekend.
Yeah.
About the madness. The madness must stop.
Yeah, and you know what? I deleted it because I was done. I didn't want to see it anymore. They done messed with Tony the Tiger. When I walk into the Wally World and I see pumpkin spice frosted flakes, done. Done. You don't mess with Tony.
I bet they're amazing.
No.
See, I'm a fan of the pumpkin spice. The pumpkin spice Twinkies, pumpkin spice cookies, pumpkin spice waffles, pumpkin spice Pop-Tarts, pumpkin spice creamer. I can find that everywhere.
No. Stop.
When did it become a brand to require that fall have pumpkin spice shirts?
I tell you where it started. I bet you it started with $10. Well, it used to be $5, but inflation, they're now $10.
Right.
Breaking news coming across one of the news channels right now. Legendary Olympian Mary Lou Retton is currently in ICU fighting for her life.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah. Just came across the wire.
What's wrong with Mary Lou Retton?
I don't know. I'm trying to pull it up.
That's America's sweetheart.
Wasn't Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, weren't they a sponsor of the Olympics back in the day?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
they
were.
They done mess with Tony with this pumpkin spice crap.
You know, and of course, Wheaties. Wheaties were always sponsored.
Gymnastics icon Mary Lou Retton is fighting for her life as she battles pneumonia, according to her daughter. She's unable to breathe on her own and currently in ICU.
Wow. So this must be a real bad battle.
Yeah.
I had pneumonia 22 times in my life, and
we have a mutual friend whose wife is battling a little bit of it, as is their granddaughter, as is our friend's wife's mother, who has double pneumonia.
Lord.
Which I didn't know you could get double. I thought it was just a one. Like, you get it?
Well, it sounds like something that your mother made up.
Right.
You know, you got double pneumonia, but no, it's a thing.
Yeah, double. I'm glad I never got double COVID.
Typically, it's in both lungs if it's double. I think the lower section of the lung.
Right. Hey, look. Oh, great. Wes is here. Somebody actually believed me and agrees that pumpkin spice frosted flakes is heresy. I agree. You know what was right next to it?
What's that?
Pumpkin spice frosted mini wheats.
I saw that. But the guy looks so cute, the little wheat with a smile.
No.
He looks happy. He looks happy to be all spiced up.
He's not. He had to pose in order to get paid. And they would say, you're either going to pose like this or you're not going to get paid. So he did. It's ridiculous. Natalie, you have 2 lungs. Well, no kidding. So I've got 10 fingers. If I had pneumonia in a finger, could I get 10 pneumonia? Or would that be 10 pneumonia?
What if your pneumonia is pumpkin spiced?
Oh. I don't even know how to put those words together. Pumpkin spice pneumonia? How many kidneys do you have?
I have 2.
So if you had pneumonia in your kidneys, is that double because you had 2 and it's in each one? I don't buy this. None of y'all are doctors. So, moving along. 20 minutes of ranting and raving about pumpkin spice and Pop-Tarts. Do we have any music news to get to?
We do.
We should, because we're just going to keep on going. Double kidney infection. Nobody's talking about that.
Power Trip Festival finally happened.
Speaking of a power trip, yes, the festival.
Right, which was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so be the 7th, 8th, 9th, this past weekend. And that was Power Trip, if you remember, was a big event.
Oh, yeah.
They, originally were selling tickets kind of slowly, but it looks like it filled out nicely from things I've seen. This was Iron Maiden, Metallica, Tool, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Judas Priest. Correct?
Right.
I believe that's everything. So from everything I've read, it went off really well. Really well, and everyone has a lot of good things to say about Metallica, of course, who should be amazing because they're already in the middle of their tour, their
Exactly.
big tour they're doing. Everyone had good things to say about AC/DC because we haven't seen them in so long, and it was fresh. It was apparently very energetic as well, and the video I saw was really good. And I know you're not an AC/DC fan, but Brian Johnson, who is 110 years old, he has to kind of growl through these songs a bit now at times, but it kind of works. It kind of works really well.
Yeah.
Priest was good from what I hear, and they announced a new record, which we put on our Facebook page. It'll be coming out in 2024, I believe. So everyone had good things to say. They were a little bit critical of Tool, only in the fact that it was an odd thing.
It's an odd pairing.
They had the distinction of opening for Metallica on the last night. So everyone that is there to see Metallica is ready to see Metallica. And then Tool comes out, and I guess it started a bit slow. And they have these giant video screens like every other concert, right? But they're not showing the band at all. They're doing a lot of strange video effects and things like that. So you didn't see the band at all playing. That was one of the complaints. They were very loud, but I guess vocally they sounded great. Probably some of the better vocals of the weekend. I watched the video of GNR. I'm starting to really wonder about Axl.
Well, yeah, I'm going to go back real quick to Priest. Glenn Tipton showed up.
Yeah, Glenn Tipton showed up. That was one of the surprises.
That was huge.
Yeah, it was, and played the last song. For those who don't know, Glenn Tipton, original guitar player of Judas Priest, has Parkinson's that he is battling, and was able to get up and play the last song, right? Which was
No, he did like 3.
Did you do 3?
Yeah, Metal Gods, Breaking the Law, and Living After Midnight. So 3 hard-hitting songs.
Kathy is bombarding me with text messages showing me where to find my creamer.
She literally just sent me one about your creamer too, and she's like, Walmart.
Oh, in New Hartford. Well, pick me some up.
Yeah, exactly. There was you've already talked about Priest announcing their record coming out next year.
Right. If you remember, they were a fill-in for Ozzy. Ozzy was originally supposed to be involved in this.
Right.
We all know Ozzy's medical condition is not always good.
Yeah, I don't know if the Tai Chi's working.
Right, the Tai Chi that we talked about last week. Maybe that was the last hope, But no, Priest filled in nicely. Of course, they're legendary as it is. New record coming out. Apparently, GNR had the longest set of the weekend. They didn't finish until 1 a.m. Playing a lot of stuff.
Right.
But just anything and everything you wanted to hear from these bands, you got from these bands. One of the complaints was during Metallica's set, people went to go get beer, and there was no beer. They ran out of beer, which is, if you're running the beer shack, is a good thing because you don't have a lot of leftover. That's the last band. It's Sunday night. We don't have to worry about carting a bunch of beer out.
But when people want their peanut butter Pop-Tarts, you better have them. Beer.
And they ran out.
Yeah. Everything I've read, the reviews and whatnot, say that Metallica's performance was awesome. Like you said, I mean, they're already on tour. But they LA Times came out with an article, and it was like the 10 best moments from a Power Trip festival. And like 3 of the top 10 were Metallica related. They did a 1-2-3 opening punch of Whiplash, and then did Creeping Death, and then went into For Whom the Bell Tolls, and it was as tight and furious as Metallica has sounded in ages. So, I mean, that good for them.
Right, and they should sound that good.
I would hope so. They've been able to practice for the last 5 years they've been on tour. Or 2.
There was something. So the Desert Sun posted something similar, highs and lows. And one of the things they mentioned about Metallica, and this surprises me a little bit that they even mention it, because every band is doing it now. But Metallica paused for a minute to have a mental health talk before Fade to Black.
Right.
Talking about how that's a song about suicide, and if you have suicidal thoughts, reach out to someone, of course.
Exactly.
We need you here. We're Metallica. We want our Metallica fans, right? Well, they mentioned that, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, gosh, anymore. I've seen 5 of those this summer.
Right.
Every concert I went to, someone is mentioning something. There's a lot of mental health awareness now, and especially among rock and metal bands for some reason.
Yeah. Which
Papa
is not a
Roach
complaint whatsoever, which is actually, it's great.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, but I'm surprised that this was something they were surprised to see, because I saw it all summer long. Like I said, Papa Roach on the 13th in Syracuse had a whole PSA that was probably 4 minutes long about mental health.
Yeah, and you talk about Guns N' Roses having the longest set. One of the complaints, even though they went to 1 a.m., they couldn't find time to do "Don't Cry," which is its second best power ballad, after November Rain, which Rose did sing while seated at a piano on a bench designed to look like a motorcycle. What made the omission even crazier in a fun way was that Guns N' Roses dedicated 4 minutes or so to a very sincere cover of Wichita Lineman, Jimmy Webb's classic country pop tune that was a hit for Glenn Campbell back in the 60s.
They have been playing that for years.
Right.
I saw them in 2017 or 18 in Louisville at the KFC Yum Center.
Yes, the old Yum Center.
Yes, and they played it then, and so no one should be surprised at that one. That's been in the set for forever.
Right.
Matter of fact, I'm trying to look at their set. Here it is. They played the 6th. So they put out a couple of new songs, right? GNR.
Oh yeah, and you would bring that up because I can't remember what one of, well, at least one, and I can't remember what it was called.
I want to say they played one, but maybe I'm wrong. It's something called Hard School.
Somebody in the chat will probably know. Let me see if I can't pull something up.
Lord, they have got listed on their set list 29 songs.
Wow.
29 songs.
That's almost as good as going to a Taylor Swift show and her playing 50. So I can't find the song I was looking for. It's the latest one from GNR that just came out.
Yeah.
What, a couple
just
weeks
a few
ago?
weeks ago.
Perhaps
Yeah,
that's the song. August 11th. So a couple months ago. Perhaps is the name of that song.
Perhaps. Okay.
Yes. So perhaps we just didn't remember.
Right. So I probably don't know what I'm talking about, but anyway, and that maybe, I mean, and then of course, when I'm saying 30 songs or 29 songs, it's got, of course, Slash's guitar solo included in this. You take a little, you have to knock those out, but still, we're talking 27 solid songs, which that's a lot.
Oh yeah.
So
all in all, it sounds like it was a good festival, good time, awesome bands. Even without Ozzy and the addition of was it Priest that took over for them for Ozzy?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Priest or Ozzy had been cool to see, of course, but with Priest, I mean, so be it. And it sounds to me like it was an awesome show. This kind of leads into one of the things I was going to talk about. Loudwire recently had an article about the rock and metal artists who have sold the most tickets. And I thought it would be kind of neat to go through this real quick just to see if any of these were also involved in this festival. The first one that's on the list is Tool. And these concert ticket totals date back to 1981, which is when Polestar began tracking. So on the list is Tool. I'll keep the number short, but 4.4 million tickets, which they've not been playing since 81, but I mean, you get the picture.
Right.
Phil Collins, 4.8.
Oh, yeah, I believe that. Phil Collins in the 80s and 90s, man, was everywhere.
Well, then this one will fit right in. The Police, 4.8 million.
Wow. How much of that was on their last tour before, when they reunited?
Exactly. So, and then you get Genesis. Okay.
Yep.
Still Phil Collins, but Genesis, 5.3 million. Quite a bit.
I mean, name a moment in the 80s or 90s where Phil Collins was either putting out a solo record or doing a Genesis record. It was just bang, bang, bang.
Exactly.
He was huge.
Nickelback follows with 5.6 million. Talk all the smack everybody wants to about Nickelback. They're selling tickets.
Well, yeah, and then look at their album sales.
Yeah.
Again, same point.
Right. Foo Fighters, they're next at 5.8. Your favorite, the Scorpions, at 5.8. The Who, 5.9.
The real Who or not the HU? They don't count, do they?
The Woo, the WHOs.
Okay.
Mr. Frampton and all them.
Frampton.
I was hoping you were paying attention. Red Hot Chili Peppers, 6.8 million.
Oh, wow.
Pearl Jam, 7.6. No, 7, just 7. Eric Clapton, 7.2. Really? Again, from 1981 on. Fleetwood Mac, 7.3.
Okay.
Van Halen, 7.4.
I believe that.
Guns N' Roses, 8.4.
Right, and they have toured endlessly for 3 or 4 years now.
Yeah. Rush, 8.5.
Man, I would love to have seen Rush.
Motley Crue, 8.7. Roger Waters, 8.9.
That may go down or stop.
Why would that go down?
What was that article I sent you where he was angry and flipped the crowd off the other day?
He told them to F off. He didn't even flip them off. He would just like F off. So they were like, okay. So some of them left.
Real quick, I'll tell you, the audience, apparently he had a concert that he advertised as half performance musically and half he read from his memoir at a desk.
His book.
Right? His book. And so he's sitting at a desk recounting a story about a duck named Donald that went on for 20 minutes. And then some other crazy story that went on forever, and people just booed him and left. And he started getting angry about it.
Imagine that.
I guess they thought he was going to play music the whole time.
I don't know. Maybe that was his mental health break. I don't know.
Could be.
ZZ Top, 9.1. Iron Maiden, 9.1. Kiss, 9.8. I'm going to skip a couple. The Eagles, 10.9. Almost 11 million tickets.
I believe that.
Def Leppard, 11.3.
And they tour a lot.
Yep. AC/DC, 11.5. Then we jump all the way to 13.3 million with Aerosmith.
And see, that could go up if this tour is successful and gets back on track when Steven Tyler's larynx is not broken.
Right. We jump up to 16.9 for Billy Joel.
Oh yeah, he's great live, or he was when I saw him.
Maybe someone you would have expected to be number one. I will put them as the number one rock/metal. Metallica, 19.4. Only to be beaten by Elton John, 19.7. Bruce Stringbean, 20.8. The Rolling Stones, 22.1.
Oh
And
wow.
finally, U2, 26.1 million.
Okay. U2 is on tour now, right?
Unfortunately.
They just were the first show at the Dome thing in Vegas.
Right. The Sphere.
Right. The Sphere. And who's the number two right there that you mentioned? The Stones, right?
Stones, yeah.
Stones have a new record coming out. I guarantee they will tour.
Oh, of course they will.
Yeah, so those numbers will go up quite a bit.
Right. That's a lot.
And
That's
by
a
the way,
lot.
I like the new stuff I'm hearing from the Stones. I'm a Stones fan anyway, but I like it.
I too cannot wait to get stoned. Yeah, so as I'm surfing Loudwire, which sometimes is where we get some news to pass on, I came across an article I thought was interesting, really only for one reason. The 30 most underrated hard rock and metal guitarists. I'm not going to go through them all because I don't believe that all of them are what I would consider
Underrated.
Underrated, yeah. But the interesting one, Joan Jett is on this list. So is, and I'm going to get to it just so I can read a little bit of what it says. I got to get to it because he's really quite a ways down this list. And if I get another ad pop up, I'm going to do absolutely nothing and suffer through it.
Well, there was some controversy, just a couple of years ago with a list with Joan Jett on it as one of the greatest guitar players of all time. Do you remember that?
I do.
And that caused a big stir.
Yeah, but yet she's on this one as one of the most underrated. This might come to a surprise to some, not by me. Satchel from Steel Panther is on the list.
And that makes sense because he is in, as much as you like Steel Panther, he is in a parody band that doesn't get a lot of credit for how good of musicians they are.
Right.
They don't get a lot of credit for being good musicians, and they are good musicians.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the guy, as we've mentioned before, he played in Fight, which was Rob Halford's band when he left Priest.
Well, not only that, he is in 2 Van Halen tribute bands.
Yeah.
One does the Atomic Punks, which was a long time ago.
Right.
Which is the rock stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one with the Hagar stuff that he does.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of others on there, but some of them, I don't know, some of them probably deserve to be underrated, if you will. But I just thought it was great that they had included Satchel because he is a very, very good guitarist. Awesome.
Well, and you're not in the game if you're not an A player. You know, if you made a list of the 10 best guitar players ever, we'd all rearrange that list 10 times and put other people there because there's so many good ones out there.
Sure. I was flipping through TikTok the other day and there was a list that somebody put up of the 25 most influential bands of all time. I can come up with a list of 25 bands on my own of what I would think would be influential. Some of the ones that this dude had on his list, I totally disagreed with because we were going back to, I mean, there was no limit. You could put anybody on there from the Eagles or or, Maiden, stuff like that. These were rock heavy metal bands. He included, and I'm not bashing them in any way, but he put on Slipknot. To me, not an influential band.
Influential in the genre they're in, certainly.
Who'd they influence?
Bands that followed after them.
Okay, I don't know of any, but there were other bands that were not on the list, I think, that should have been, way before ever putting Slipknot on there. I have no idea how that just happened.
What was that?
That looked like a thumbs up, and I don't know how it got there.
It's because you're doing this. That happened on FaceTime recently with my daughter. Yes, she's FaceTiming me, and I could do this, and it would come up, boom, a thumbs up. Yeah, there it is.
How is that possible? It ain't there again.
And I wasn't doing just the thumbs up gesture. I was, waving my hand around or whatever. And she would get a thumbs up and say, "What did you just do?" I'm like, "I don't know. It just happened." It's like a magic trick. iPhones are smarter than we are.
I'm not on an iPhone.
Then whatever. Oh, hell, it's AI. We have been infiltrated by AI. We're doomed.
I can't get nothing. I don't know what it was. Put it in front of you. Put what in front of me? Put it in front of you. My phone? There's nothing there. Put it in front of you. It didn't work. Didn't work. Wes is correct. He said Big Brother is always watching. If Big Brother gave us a thumbs up, then thank you, Big Brother. Didn't work. I don't know what it was. Your thumbs up. My thumbs up is in front of me. You try.
There it is. What is that?
Is happening?
So TBT did a double thumbs up and got fireworks. Fireworks exploded behind him in the background.
Is Katy Perry here somewhere?
No.
I'm going to do this one more time, okay? Ready for it.
We are so off track now.
Nothing. I hate this place.
It only works when you believe. It only works when you believe.
It's Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah. See, it can tell you're just insincere.
I guess. It's like, oh, you don't like me. You suck. Whatever. What if I do a John Cena? Would have been awesome if I would have just disappeared.
Oh. Let me tell you a story real quick.
Jason asked. He said, what happens with the middle finger? Nothing.
Ace gets angry.
Okay. I don't know how to do any of this. I'm just whatever. Anyway. Focus.
Let me tell you a story real quick.
I like stories.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could be part of this, by the way. My son went to Fast Lane.
Nice.
Over the weekend. And took his wife. We had the grandchildren, my wife and I. And he is a big LA Knight fan and wore his LA Knight shirt. And I told him, I said, I cannot wait for every person to walk up to you and say, yeah.
Right.
And he sent me a text right after they got there and said that everybody was walking up to him and doing that. And he has already been punched by his wife several times.
For wearing the shirt.
For wearing the shirt.
Wow.
So that made my night.
Did it make your LA night?
It did. It made my LA night. So
got it.
Hey, there you go. Another thumbs up.
Got it. Fireworks, baby.
So this is going to be great on the YouTube edition of this. Later that night, Little Ace, who was just here at the beginning of the show, went to the Alice Cooper concert in Evansville, where she's at for college.
Right.
Went with her boyfriend. They were very excited. I was going off the information she gave me. She sent me some information about this, and I'm not paying attention. I'm not going to this concert. It's whatever. But she is sending me a set list that she's looking forward to. This is what he's going to play, and I have not been paying attention to what Rob Zombie's been doing. But she tells me Rob Zombie's opening. I'm like, great, you'll love it. I send her stuff so she can get familiar with some Rob Zombie, some Alice Cooper she may not know, and they are excited. Then they get to the venue, and they are in line for merch, and I'm getting text messages and pictures of things I might want to buy, right?
Sure.
I'm like, cool. I appreciate it. And then I'm getting more messages about, well, which one do you want? This, that, and the other. Then they get to their seats. She purchased nothing for me at that point because it was getting late. She had to get to her seats. Don't worry, Daddy. I will buy your things. I will get your autograph, all that stuff. To which I did get this.
Wow.
So
I may need to borrow that later.
So that brought up the first message I got about the concert was, Daddy, there's no Rob Zombie. I'm like, okay. I don't know. And then, Daddy, there's no Nita Strauss. Where's Nita Strauss? I said, honey, I don't know. Is she coming out late? I'm getting messages. I get FaceTimed. I get FaceTimed about missing Nita Strauss. Like, I need to send out a helicopter to find her.
Did you not send her a text?
I told her, I said, Nita Strauss forgot to call me and tell me what she was doing and where she's at. So, no Rob Zombie, which for some reason they thought they were going to get. Nita was not there. I scoured the internet. I scoured social media. I looked at everything that night to find out what reasoning there could be. They made no announcement. Alice didn't stop the show and say, hey, everybody, Nita's missing, but turns out she was sick. So the next day she says, oh, people were wondering where I were. Well, no shit, Nita. People came to see you.
Who filled in?
Yeah. I didn't know anyone cared. Nobody. Nobody filled in because the two guitarists he has, in addition to her, are phenomenal guitar players. So they struggled on without her and played 24 songs.
Wow.
Right. So no opener, just Alice, top to bottom, 24 songs. And the set, when I finally got the proper one, looked amazing.
Maybe she was sick with Demi Lovato.
Or sick of.
Doubt that.
But no, she was sick. She was under the weather for a few shows. And, no, she didn't quit. She didn't leave. There was no issues. She was just sick. But, a phone call would have been nice.
Yeah.
So I could tell people.
Call. So if you're scouring the internet.
I was scouring it.
If you scour it with your iPad, are you using a scouring pad?
You were such a dad.
I'm just asking. That was pretty good. As we both drown after that one. What were you telling me? You were telling me something before we went on the air. About mentioning something, and I don't remember what it was. Other than our social media, that's one thing. If anybody follows our Facebook page and Instagram, if you don't, you need to. But you'll notice here recently we've been putting up a lot more, I guess, press releases in regards to some other bands, some of which we've not had on here. But some of those that we do put up, all of them actually, check them out. You want to talk about the one you were just putting up the other day.
Right. I was talking about Red Rain.
Right.
Red Rain is a record on the 27th They are out of Virginia, and it's a bit of a melodic rock sound. We haven't got through the whole, all of it. We've got what they've given us, which is a handful of songs and an EP. But so far, I like it. I mean, you're not quite all the way there yet with it, but sometimes these things take a minute. You got to sit with them.
Well, this is also, after just, trying to listen to two songs while you're doing work. So you hear it in the background, but you're not really
Yeah.
into it, So yeah, we're going to give that a good listen. Today is the 10th of October. And if I'm not mistaken, Rick Emmett's book came out today.
Right. Lay It on the Line should be out. Yeah. Came out today. And I have the advance copy because
Correct.
they mailed it to me. I've been reading through it. My serious hope, and I am a slow reader, but I've been trying hard to read this. Not that it's not good, it's great, but I just am so slow. And my hope was to get it to you with enough time to at least skim over it, right? Oh, no. I don't know where that came from. The thumbs
All I
down
did was
showed
look
up.
at my watch.
And I said, oh, no. And what I'm going to have to do for you is probably give you a Cliff Notes version of that book. But
yes,
I was concerned. It's a 320-page book.
And you're on page 10?
No. I'm a deeper into that.
15.
So I was concerned that maybe we're going to gloss over some stuff. No, it is incredibly detailed. It is incredibly detailed. And we'll get into that with Rick when we have him on the 18th on this show. So yeah, I'm the book came out today. Pick yourself up a copy. Get it from wherever you get your books, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It's a good read, even if you're not a Triumph fan, Wes. It's a good read.
Wes. Yeah, pick it up, read it, put it back, read it some more. More than 10 pages, more than 15. There's 300. It's a long poop book. So read it. It's good rock star stuff. Yeah, so we're going to be putting up a bunch of those different things. Some of them we weed through, of course, because we don't think that necessarily all of it needs to go up. But when we find bands that are interesting, I guess, that kind of fit the genre of rock metal, we're definitely going to put those up. So, and that's where we had the information for Priest too, with their upcoming stuff. So,
and we get a lot of the press releases, but not all of them fit what we're wanting to have our listeners listen to. So we kind of some of them we don't put out there. The ones we think people will really like that are our audience, we put out there. So if you see it, exactly, thumbs up. If you see it on the Facebook page, pay attention to it, give it a listen. It's probably worth it.
Yeah, and give it a like, share it if you want. Real quick, did you say that your daughter enjoyed the show? Did they have a great time?
They had a great time. Needless to say, Nita Strauss didn't detract in her absence from that show at all.
Needless to say.
Right. I tried to get that out, but it was hard to say.
I got your back.
They loved it. They had a blast. Alice rocked the house. My good friend Tommy Heinrichsen, who I have a guitar pick from, and
good
Roxy.
Friend.
Yeah, my good friend. They picked up the slack, and they had a great time.
So that being said, let me pull this up real quick and make sure I'm not wrong. For the next 3 weeks, our shows are going to be on Wednesdays. We have Wednesday the 18th, which is next week with Rick Emmett. Be sure to tune in. Do a little bit of research, pull up some questions, see if you guys have anything come up. We'll see if we can get Rick to answer some. And then 2 weeks after that, we're also going to be on Wednesday nights, scheduling conflicts and all that. So you get to enjoy us on a Wednesday. And then on the 2nd of November, you and I are actually going to see Ace Frehley.
Yes.
So
that will be cool.
Yeah, that'll be something good that we'll come back and talk about whenever we do our show after that, which will probably be the 7th, back to a Tuesday. Yeah. And if you're interested, We have new stickers.
Right, those are nice.
Yeah. Look, they're
That's a
shiny. And they're
Is
shiny
that one of
because what?
that logo one of Natalie's creations?
No, ain't a damn thing any of her creation. I fired her 50 minutes ago when she started making her comments about Big Red. And she's not jumped back in to say anything, so maybe she took it for the truth. I still can't get. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna try this one more time.
The magic's
The fireworks. All right, whatever. Big thanks to Kathy, Jason, who is in as well. Of course, Kathy Music and More Records. Get your vinyl from her. If you can't find it where you're at, hit her up. There's a good chance she's going to find it. She may already have it. She'll ship it to you for a little bit of dollars. Doll hairs. Can we say dollars on YouTube? We'll say doll hairs. Get with Kathy. She'll get your vinyl to you if you're looking for that special gift because, you know, Halloween's coming up. And, of course, Jason. Oh, look, I did the right hand. You guys see it behind me? Bad Company Barbecue. All them yummy things. You know, I used one of those on French fries again the other day. That stupid thumbs up. That's going to piss me off. And I had to put it back so that it didn't look awkward.
Oh, I was going to say, what was the issue? But apparently it was delicious.
Always. My favorite's the truffle flavored water. Always. So get your spices from Bad Company. Get your records from Music and More Records. Follow them. Like them. Go to their Instagrams. Go to their Facebooks. Go to their OnlyFans. Go to all of them. Speaking of that, next week, I will put up our link to our OnlyFans. Actually, I'll just give it to you now. www.onlyfans.com/TWPP.